Kindergarten Dolphins. We're going to begin today with some reading. So let's go over our objective and then we'll begin. Objective is what we are going to learn. Okay, today our objective says I can answer questions about a poem I hear. Ooh, so today we're going to hear a poem. We're going to hear a poem. That's different than a story. It can kind of tell a story, but it's going to use a special rhythm. Remember, we've kind of talked about this before. We've talked about how maybe poems sometimes rhyme. They might have a steady beat that we can hear throughout the poem. So we're going to go over our poem today, and then we're going to answer some questions about what we heard in the poem. Now, we are going to do a warm-up for our ears, because our objective involves listening really carefully and then answering questions. So today, for our warm-up, for warming up our ears, we're going to need our whiteboard with our ice cream lines and our whiteboard marker. So let's begin with our warm-up. Okay, today we're going to do some blending. That's going to help us listen for some letter sounds and warm our ears up to hear that poem. Now, the first thing we're going to write today is lass. Lass. Lily has a lion named Lass. How do we write lass? Well, I know that it starts with that letter L, so I'm going to start with writing my letter L. L, ah, ah, ah. My next sound in the middle, L, ah, is that letter A, ah sound. So I'm going to add a letter A. Now, lass ends in that s, letter S sound, but it has a double letter. So it's two S's. Lass. Lass. That's our word lass. Now, what if I wanted to change this word to class? Class. What can I add? In the word class, I hear class. Class. So we already have the word lass up here, but we need to add something at the beginning. What's the first sound that we hear in class? It's a letter C. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to change my L to lowercase because now it's not the beginning anymore. And I'm going to add that sound at the beginning. Class. Class. So we took our word lass and added a letter C at the beginning and turned it into class. Wow! So the word class has the word lass inside of it. That's pretty cool. Okay, we're going to do another one. This time I'm going to change the word class to glass. Glass. So instead of class, I want it to say glass, like the window is made of glass. So now what do I need to change? Right now I have the word class, but I want it to say glass. So I'm going to erase my C, and instead I want that letter G sound. Very good, letter G. So now I added a G and I have glass. Glass. So just like class, the word glass has that name lass inside of it. Wow, very cool. Okay, this time I'm going to do something a little bit different. So I have the word glass up here. What if I wanted to change it to gloss? Gloss. Like I was wearing some lip gloss. Gloss. How would I change glass to gloss? Well, let's think about the two words. Glass. Gloss. Which part of the word was different? The beginning, middle, or end? They both started in gl and ended in s. So the middle was different. So I need to change my A, my ah sound to what? What do we hear in gloss? It's letter O. Gloss. So we change glass to gloss. Wow, well done. We wrote 4 different words there, and each time we just changed one letter. So let's look at how we did that. First, we wrote lass. Then we added a C at the beginning to turn lass into class. Then we changed our letter C to a G and wrote glass. Then we changed our letter A to an O and made glass into gloss. Nice work, everyone. That was tricky. Those were some tough words, but we did a great job hearing the different sounds. Okay, I think our ears are all warmed up now. We're going to get started with our poem. Okay, this poem is called Ladybug, Ladybug. Ladybug, Ladybug. It's a pretty short poem. So I'm going to read through it slowly so we can talk about some of the different words we hear. And then I'm going to play you a recording of it that you're going to listen to and answer questions about. Okay, the poem goes like this. Ladybug, ladybug, fly away do. Fly to the mountain to feed upon dew. Feed upon dew, and when you are through, ladybug, ladybug, fly home again do. Ooh, so what did you notice about that poem? Did you hear any rhyming words? I did. I heard do and do. Wait, are those the same word? It sounds like it, but we have 2 different words that sound the same in this poem. One of them is written like this, and that is do, like when you go do something. So in this poem, we're hearing them say, fly away, do. They're saying, fly away, ladybug, do that, fly away. The second do that we're hearing is like this, D-E-W. And that's talking about dewdrops, like on flowers. Maybe in the morning you've noticed that grass or flowers might be damp. That's called dew. It's the little moisture, the water that comes out, and it's sweet with some of the sugars from the flowers. So the ladybugs will go and eat it. So listen again to the lines in the poem. Ladybug, ladybug, fly away, do. Fly to the mountain to feed upon dew, the little moisture on the flowers. Feed upon dew, and when you are through, when you're all done, ladybug, ladybug, fly home again, do. So I'm hearing that these are rhyming words. They sound the same, but they're spelled differently, so they mean different things. So what kind of poem do you think this is? We know that it rhymes, and I hear a little kind of beat throughout it. It has kind of similar words throughout the poem. Ladybug, ladybug, fly away do. Fly to the mountain to feed on the dew. Ladybug, ladybug, feed on the dew, and when you are through, ladybug, ladybug, fly home again do. So we can hear that steady beat throughout it. Now this type of poem is actually called a nursery rhyme. The beat like hickory dickory dock, hickory dickory dock. The mouse ran up the clock. So we can clap that steady beat on it. Now I'm going to play the recording of the poem one time through for you to hear again, and then I'll show you some questions that you're going to answer.
Listen as I read the nursery rhyme, Ladybug, Ladybug. Ladybug, ladybug, fly away do. Fly to the mountain to feed upon dew. Feed upon dew, and when you are through, ladybug, ladybug, fly home again do.
Okay, so for today's homework, I want you to think about the poem you just heard, and then you're going to answer these questions. Number 1, who is the character that this poem is about? Who is the poem talking about in this story? Remember that a character can be a person or an animal, so who is the character? What is the ladybug supposed to do? Remember, the person who's telling the story, the narrator, is telling the ladybug to do something. What are they telling the ladybug to do? And number 3, where is the setting of this poem? We hear about one setting. They're telling the ladybug to go somewhere. Where are they telling it to go? What's the setting? So go ahead and take some time, listen to the poem again if you need to, and then take a video of yourself answering these questions. All right, tomorrow we're going to hear our library story for our friend Lily. And that's going to be our last day with our friend Lily. Notice we're thinking about an animal today that also begins with that letter L. So make sure that tomorrow you're ready with your library story for Lily, and we will be finishing off before our Christmas break. Then on Monday, you're actually going to have a Super Kids test on your iPad or on your computer on the Super Kids Online Fun Portal. And it's going to cover letter S and letter L, our friend Sal and our friend Lily, and all the other letters that we've learned so far, C, A, O, G. I think that's it. So make sure, and D. So make sure that you're familiar with all those letters, with the sounds that they make. Maybe you can start reviewing now. Just remind yourself, what do those letters look like? What kind of sounds do they make? How do I blend those letters together? Practice some of the words that we've been using to blend. All those good things. And I will check in with you all later. See ya!